Welcome to Fearless Audio, a place where words speak life into your spirit, where stories awaken strength, and where your journey to a greater you truly begins. Today, you are about to step into something powerful. This is more than just an audiobook. This is a voice reminding you of what you already carry inside. This is a call to rise, to awaken, and to remember. There is a secret power in you. In this inspiring book, Secret Power in You, author Kevin W. Altman will guide you through a journey of discovery. Chapter by chapter, you'll uncover the strength, the courage, and the purpose that's been buried inside of you all along. You'll learn how to rise above fear, how to face your doubts, and how to believe in yourself like never before. This book was written for the dreamers, the doers, and the fighters. It's for those who've been told they're not enough and are ready to prove otherwise. It's for you. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered if there's more to life, if you're ready to break free from doubt and finally live with confidence, direction, and purpose, then you're in the right place. This is your moment. Let the words you hear fill your heart. Let them speak to the strongest version of you. Let them remind you, you are not broken, you are becoming. Before we begin, we ask just one thing. If this audiobook moves you, supports you, or helps you in any way, please support Fearless Audio by subscribing to our channel, sharing this message with others, and joining us on this journey of growth and greatness. Your support helps us bring more life-changing content to more people around the world. Now, take a deep breath. Get ready to turn the page on doubt and open the chapter of your life where your power begins to rise. This is Secret Power in You by Kevin W. Altman, and this is your time to become unstoppable. Let's begin. Introduction: The Hidden Flame Within. There is a power inside you that you may not even know exists. It's not something you have to search for outside of yourself. It's already there, waiting, ready, alive. This power is not loud or flashy. It often whispers in moments of quiet and shows up when you think you can't go any further. It's the strength that helps you rise again when life knocks you down. It's the fire that pushes you to dream bigger, to keep trying, to become more than you thought possible. Many people go through life without ever realizing the power they carry within. They live small, safe, and scared, believing lies that they're not good enough or strong enough. But here's the truth. You are more powerful than your fears, your failures, and your past. Inside you is the courage to face anything, the strength to overcome everything, and the light to guide you through the darkest times. This book is here to help you find that power, not by giving you something new, but by helping you uncover what's already inside. You were born with purpose. You were made with strength. You have something special, something no one else in the world has, your own unique power. As you read through each chapter, you'll start to see it, you'll feel it, and most importantly, you'll believe it. The secret power in you is not just a dream, it's your truth. And once you tap into it, there is no limit to what you can do, who you can become, or how far you can go. This is your time. Your journey begins now. Let's uncover the power in you. Chapter 1. You are more than you think. Most people live their lives not knowing how powerful they truly are. They walk through each day thinking they are just average, just another face in the crowd. But the truth is, there is nothing average about you. You were born with strength, gifts, and potential that go far beyond what you can imagine right now. Deep inside you, there is a spark, a hidden strength that can change your life if you choose to see it, believe in it, and use it. Think about this for a moment. Everything great in the world started as something small. A strong tree begins with a tiny seed. A powerful storm starts with a single cloud. And a life full of purpose and impact begins with a single decision: to believe in yourself. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are simply a person in the process of discovering the greatness that has always been inside you. Maybe life hasn't always been kind. Maybe you've heard voices, your own or from others, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, strong enough, or lucky enough to do something big with your life. Those voices are wrong. They come from fear, not from truth. You were never meant to live a small life. You were made for something more. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy who struggled with reading and writing. His teachers said he wasn't smart and that he would never amount to anything. But he didn't let those words define him. Instead, he worked hard, stayed curious, and believed in himself even when no one else did. That boy grew up to be Albert Einstein, one of the greatest minds in history. The world called him slow, but he proved them wrong. You see, your value does not depend on what others think. It comes from who you are deep down. No one can decide your worth except you. And when you finally realize that, you stop asking for permission to be great. You stop waiting for the right time. You stop holding yourself back because of fear. You start stepping into your own power. Inside every person is a world of potential, yours included. You might not see it yet, but it's there. Think about people like J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. She was a single mother living in poverty, feeling hopeless and struggling to get by. She faced rejection after rejection from publishers. But she didn't give up. She believed in the story she wanted to tell. Today, that story has inspired millions, and her life changed completely because she believed in herself when no one else did. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be famous. You don't need a perfect background. What you need is to understand one powerful truth. You are capable of more than you think. You are not here just to survive. You are here to thrive, to grow, to make an impact. The world needs what you have: your voice, your vision, your heart. Look at your life. Even if you've been through pain, failure, or disappointment, you're still here. That means you're strong. It means you have already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. The fact that you're reading this book shows that something inside you still believes, still hopes for more. That's the beginning of transformation. You may not feel powerful right now, and that's okay. Power doesn't always feel loud or obvious. Sometimes it feels like quiet courage, the kind that shows up when you try again after falling. Sometimes it feels like a small voice saying, "Don't give up." And sometimes it feels like tears in your eyes, but a decision in your heart to keep moving forward anyway. There's power in your story, no matter how messy or broken it feels. Every part of your journey has made you who you are, and everything you've been through has taught you something valuable. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They are proof that you've survived, that you're still fighting, that you haven't given up. Do you know the story of Bethany Hamilton? She was a young surfer with big dreams, but at just 13 years old, she lost her arm in a shark attack. Many people thought her surfing career was over, but Bethany didn't let that stop her. She got back on her board, trained harder than ever, and returned to professional surfing. Her story has inspired millions. That's what it looks like to tap into your inner power. You don't have to go through something dramatic to be powerful. Sometimes showing up every day, staying kind in a cruel world, or choosing to believe in yourself again after disappointment is the greatest act of strength. That quiet strength, the one you don't always see, is the one that changes everything. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like you weren't enough, I want you to know this. You are. Right now. Not when you lose weight. Not when you make more money. Not when life is perfect. You are enough now. You were born worthy, and no mistake or failure can take that away. Every dream you have, every goal you want to reach, every change you want to make, it's all possible. Not because life is easy, but because you are strong, because you are creative, because you are powerful. You don't need anyone's approval to become who you were meant to be. You only need to say yes to your own growth. It's time to stop shrinking yourself. Stop comparing yourself. Stop doubting yourself. You are more than your job, your past, your mistakes, or your fears. You are a person with greatness inside. You are full of ideas, passion, and light. And the world needs your light. As you continue reading this book, I want you to remember one thing. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were never meant to play small. There is a secret power in you that's waiting to be unlocked. And once you begin to believe it, everything will start to change. This is not just a motivational message. It's your wake-up call. It's your moment to rise, to dream, to dare, and to discover the unstoppable force that lives within you. You are more than you think, and your story is just beginning. Chapter 2, The Power of Belief. Belief is the starting point of every great journey. It is the invisible force that shapes your thoughts, guides your actions, and builds your future. When you believe in yourself, even in the smallest way, something inside you begins to shift. The world around you starts to look different. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. Challenges that once felt impossible start to feel like opportunities. That is the power of belief. It changes everything. Most people don't realize how important belief is. They wait until everything is perfect before they believe in themselves. They say things like, "I'll believe in myself when I get that job," or "I'll feel confident when I lose weight," or "I'll feel worthy when others see my value." But belief doesn't come after success. It comes before it. You must believe before the results show up. You must believe before anyone else does, because belief is the seed and success is the fruit. Let me share a story with you. There was a man named Nick Vujicic who was born without arms or legs. Imagine that for a second. No arms, no legs. As a child, he struggled deeply with depression and even thought of ending his life. He couldn't understand why he was born different, but over time, he began to see that his life still had meaning. He chose to believe that he was valuable, that he could make a difference, and that he had a purpose. Today, Nick is a world-famous speaker who inspires millions of people with his message of hope and faith. His belief in himself changed his life, and it has changed the lives of many others too. You may not face the same challenges, but you do face your own. You may have doubts, fears, or past mistakes that try to tell you you're not good enough. But belief is stronger than fear. Belief is the voice that says, "I can," when everything else says, "I can't." It's the choice to see your potential even when others don't. It's the decision to trust that something greater is possible, even when you don't see the path clearly yet. You don't have to be perfect to believe in yourself. In fact, belief is often strongest in the middle of the storm. It's in those tough moments when everything feels uncertain that belief matters most. It's easy to feel confident when everything is going well, but true belief shows up when life is hard, when you've failed, when you've been knocked down. That's when you choose to believe not just in who you are, but in who you can become. Think about this. Every person who has ever done something great started with belief. Every invention, every book, every business, every movement, it all started because someone believed it was possible. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't have everything figured out, but they had belief, and that belief gave them the courage to take the first step. Take Wilma Rudolph as another example. She was born prematurely and later diagnosed with polio, which left her leg paralyzed. Doctors told her she would never walk again without braces. But Wilma believed in something greater. She believed that she could not only walk again, but run. Through years of painful therapy, training, and determination, she did more than walk. She became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field at a single Olympics. That's what belief can do. You might be thinking, "But I've failed before." That's okay. Failure is not the end. It's a lesson. It's a part of the process. Every failure is a chance to grow, to learn, and to try again with more wisdom. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never fail. It means you won't let failure define you. It means you'll rise again and again, no matter how many times you fall. One of the best ways to grow your belief is to change the way you talk to yourself. Pay attention to your inner voice. Are you lifting yourself up or tearing yourself down? Would you say the things you say to yourself to your best friend? If not, it's time to change that voice. Speak kindly to yourself. Encourage yourself. Remind yourself of your strengths. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Another way to build belief is to surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Spend time with those who believe in you, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of your worth. Distance yourself from voices that fill you with doubt. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply choose better company, people who see the best in you and help you see it too. And remember this, belief grows with action. You don't have to wait until you feel confident to start. Start now, even if you're scared, even if you feel unsure. Every time you take action, you're telling yourself, "I believe in me." And with every step, your belief gets stronger. Do you know the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders? He was 65 years old when he started his journey to build a restaurant business. He had a recipe for fried chicken that he believed in, But when he tried to share it, he was rejected over 1,000 times. Most people would have quit, but not him. He believed in his idea, and eventually he built the world-famous brand we now know as KFC. That's what belief can do. Even when others say no, belief says yes. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to believe that you have something valuable inside you. Because you do. You have ideas, talents, and dreams that are waiting to come alive. But they need you to believe in them. They need you to say, yes, I can. And when you do, you'll see just how far you can go. Let this be your reminder. Belief is the first and most powerful step. It's not about being fearless. It's about being willing. Willing to try. Willing to grow. Willing to fail and try again. That's what makes someone unstoppable. So today I invite you to believe. Believe in your strength. Believe in your heart. Believe in the vision you hold inside. Because the moment you start believing in yourself, everything starts to change. Your journey is yours to write. And belief is the pen that begins the story. You are powerful. You are capable. You are enough. Now believe it. Truly believe it. And take the next step forward with courage and hope. Chapter 3. The voice inside you. There is a voice inside each of us. It speaks to us every day, every moment. Sometimes it lifts us up, and sometimes it tears us down. This voice shapes how we see ourselves, what we believe we can do, and how we respond to life. It's not just the voice of thought, it's the voice of identity. And learning how to listen to it, and more importantly, how to control it, is one of the most powerful things you can do in your life. This voice inside you can be your greatest cheerleader or your biggest enemy. When it says, you can do this, you feel confident. When it says, you'll never make it, you feel weak. The truth is, the words you say to yourself matter more than anything someone else can say to you. You listen to yourself more than anyone else. So, what are you saying? Many people are not aware of how harshly they speak to themselves. They carry memories of failure, rejection, and fear, and those experiences become the voice they hear. It repeats things like, I'm not smart enough, I always mess things up, or I'll never be successful. But these thoughts are not facts. They're just old stories. Stories can be rewritten, and your story is not over yet. The voice inside you was shaped by many things, your childhood, your environment, your past experiences, but you have the power to change it. You don't have to keep listening to the same negative tape over and over. You can choose a different voice, a voice that encourages you, believes in you, and pushes you forward. Let me share a story with you. There was a young man named Jim Abbott who dreamed of becoming a baseball player. He was born without a right hand. Many people thought it was impossible for him to play the sport, especially as a pitcher. But Jim refused to let the outside voices or the doubts inside his own head control his story. He trained harder, believed deeper, and talked to himself in a way that made him stronger. He told himself he could do it, and he did. Jim went on to play Major League Baseball and even pitched a no-hitter for the New York Yankees. He didn't let his inner voice stop him. He trained it to support him. That same power is in you. It starts with awareness. The next time you make a mistake or feel fear, listen to how you talk to yourself. Are you judging or encouraging? Are you attacking or supporting? Then, slowly begin to replace the negative thoughts with better ones. You don't need to lie to yourself, but you do need to speak truth with love and strength. Instead of saying, I always fail, say I'm learning and growing. Instead of saying I'm not good enough, say I have everything I need inside me to grow. Instead of saying, I'll never get through this, say, I've faced hard things before and made it through. Changing your inner voice is not easy, but it is possible. Like anything else, it takes practice. Just like you wouldn't expect your muscles to grow after one workout, don't expect your inner voice to change overnight. Keep showing up. Keep speaking life into yourself. Every time you do, you're becoming stronger. There's another powerful practice, speaking your truth out loud. When you say positive, empowering words to yourself out loud, they become real. Words like, I am strong, I am capable, I am enough, may feel strange at first, but over time, they build new beliefs. Your voice becomes your foundation. Say what you want to believe, even before you fully believe it, and your heart will begin to follow. And here's something important to remember. Just because a thought comes into your mind doesn't mean it's true. Your brain can repeat old fears and doubts, but you don't have to accept them. You can challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting you, choose a better one. Your mind is powerful, but you are the one in control. Sometimes the negative voice inside comes from fear. Fear tries to protect you from pain by keeping you small. It tells you to stay safe, not to take risks, not to dream too big. But growth lives outside your comfort zone. The voice of fear will always be loud when you're about to do something great. That's how you know you're on the right path. Let's look at another story. Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, was once selling fax machines door to door. She had no experience in fashion, no business training, and no one believed in her idea. But she believed in herself. She constantly encouraged herself, even when things got hard. She changed her inner voice to one that said, "Why not me?" Today, she's one of the most successful self-made women in business. Not because everything was easy, but because she trained her voice to support her dreams. You can do the same. Whenever that small voice inside you says you can't, you answer back with, "Yes, I can." When it says you're not ready, you say, "I'll grow as I go." When it says you'll fail, you say, "I'm not afraid to try." And when you fail, and yes, you will sometimes, you speak to yourself with kindness, not cruelty. Say, "That didn't work, but I'm proud I tried." Say, "I'll do better next time." Your voice should sound like a friend, not a bully. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would give to someone you love. The voice inside you is your power. When you master it, everything in your life begins to shift. You stop waiting for others to believe in you because you believe in yourself. You stop fearing judgment because your own voice drowns out the noise of the world. And here's the best part. When your voice becomes stronger, you help others find theirs too. Your courage becomes their inspiration. Your strength becomes their hope. You become a light not only for yourself, but for others walking through darkness. So today, make a choice. Choose to speak words that build, not break. Choose to listen to the voice that says, "You are enough." Choose to become your biggest supporter, not your harshest critic. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. You are not your past. You are potential. You are strength. You are a voice worth hearing, and the world is waiting for you to speak up. Not just out loud, but within. Let your inner voice be full of truth, power, and belief. You are the one who decides how your story is told, and it all begins with the voice inside you. Chapter 4. Embrace your struggles. Struggles are a part of life. No one escapes them. Everyone you admire, every successful person you've heard about, every leader, artist, or dreamer has faced hard times. It's not the struggle itself that defines you. It's how you respond to it. Inside every struggle is a lesson, a strength, and a hidden power. When you stop running from your pain and start embracing it, you grow in ways you never imagined. Many people believe struggles are signs of weakness. They think that if life is hard, it means they're doing something wrong. But that's not true. Struggles often come when you're trying to change, grow, or do something new. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is difficult, but that's where your strength is built. Muscles don't grow without resistance, and neither do people. Think about a seed. It's buried in darkness, covered by soil, and surrounded by pressure. But inside that pressure, something powerful is happening. The seed begins to push, to crack open, and to reach for the light. That pressure is what helps it grow. In the same way, your struggles are not there to destroy you. They are there to prepare you, to stretch you, and to help you become the person you are meant to be. Let me tell you about a woman named Bethany Hamilton. She was a teenage surfer with a bright future. But one day, while surfing in Hawaii, she was attacked by a shark and lost her arm. Many people thought her career was over, but Bethany didn't give up. She embraced her struggle. She returned to surfing just 1 month later and continued to compete at the highest levels. Today, she inspires millions of people around the world. Her pain became her purpose. Your struggles may look different. Maybe you're facing heartbreak, failure, rejection, or fear. Maybe you feel lost, confused, or stuck. Whatever it is, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not powerless. Every time you face something hard and choose to keep going, you become stronger. Every time you fall and get back up, you build courage. And every time you feel broken but keep moving forward, you discover your secret power. Struggles have a way of revealing what's inside us. When everything is going well, it's easy to feel strong. But when life falls apart, that's when your true strength shows up. It's in the moments when you want to quit but keep going. It's in the nights when you cry but don't give up. It's in the days when everything feels heavy, yet you choose to rise again. Sometimes struggles teach you what really matters. They strip away the noise and force you to focus. They show you who your real friends are. They remind you of your dreams, your purpose, and your heart. They give you wisdom that can't be learned in comfort. And often, they push you into places you never would have gone on your own. Take Walt Disney as another example. Before he created the magical world of Disney, he was fired from a newspaper job for lacking imagination. He started a company that went bankrupt. He was rejected by investors over and over, but he didn't let his failures stop him. He embraced them, he used them, and he kept dreaming. The struggles didn't break him, they built him. That's the mindset you need. Don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Don't say, I can't take this anymore. Say, this is hard, but I'm stronger than I think. The way you talk to yourself during hard times matters. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient. And remind yourself daily that struggles don't last forever, but strong people do. One of the best things you can do during a struggle is to take small steps. Don't try to solve everything at once. Just take one step, then another. Healing, growth, and change all happen one small action at a time. Maybe today you get out of bed, tomorrow you go for a walk, the next day you make a call or write a plan. These small steps become big victories over time. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Struggles can feel lonely, but you're not meant to face them alone. Talk to someone you trust. Reach out to a friend, a mentor, or even a professional. Asking for help is not weakness, it's courage. It's a sign that you care about yourself and that you believe things can get better. Also, remember this. Your struggle may become someone else's inspiration. When you come through the other side, your story can give hope to others. Your pain can give someone else strength. That's the beautiful thing about struggle. It connects us. It reminds us that we're human, that we're not perfect, but that we're capable of rising, healing, and thriving. There's a story about a Japanese art form called kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, instead of throwing it away, the artist repairs it with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they're highlighted. The idea is that the broken parts are part of the story, and they make the object more beautiful, not less. You are like that pottery. Your cracks, your scars, your past, they don't ruin you. They shape you. They make you more powerful, not less. Your struggle is not the end of your story. It's a chapter, a powerful chapter, one that will one day remind you how far you've come, one that will teach you about your own strength, one that will shape your future. So if you're in a hard place right now, hold on, keep going. Trust that something good is growing, even if you can't see it yet. Your tears are not wasted. Your pain is not pointless. There is purpose in this season, and on the other side of it, you'll find more strength, more wisdom, and more of the real you. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to keep moving forward, step by step, breath by breath, day by day. One day you'll look back and see that this struggle made you better. It made you stronger, and it helped you discover the secret power in you. So embrace your struggles, welcome the lessons, trust the journey. You are not broken, you are becoming. And this right here is your moment to rise. Chapter 5, The Power of Belief. Belief is a quiet force, but it has the power to shape everything in your life. What you believe about yourself becomes your truth. If you believe you are strong, you act strong. If you believe you can grow, you begin to grow. But if you believe you are weak, stuck, or unworthy, that belief will hold you back, no matter how much potential you have inside. The most powerful belief is not in the world around you. It's in you. When you start to believe in yourself, even just a little, things begin to change. Doors open, ideas flow, courage grows. The world starts to respond to you differently. Why? Because when you believe in your own worth, your own voice, and your own strength, others begin to see it too. Let's start with the truth. You were not born to doubt yourself. You didn't come into this world thinking you couldn't succeed or that you weren't good enough. Those beliefs came later from things people said, from mistakes you made, or from fears that took root in your heart. But just because a belief was planted doesn't mean it has to stay. You can choose new beliefs. You can create new truths. Belief is a choice, and like a muscle, it grows the more you use it. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you build belief. Every time you face a fear and don't give up, you grow stronger. You don't have to believe perfectly. You just have to start. Let me share the story of Roger Bannister. For years, people believed it was impossible to run a mile in under 4 minutes. Experts said it couldn't be done. The human body wasn't made for it. But Bannister believed differently. He trained hard, blocked out the doubt, and in 1954, he ran the first ever sub 4-minute mile. What's even more amazing is what happened next. Once he broke the barrier, many others did too, because suddenly they believed it was possible. That's how powerful belief is. It doesn't just change your life. It gives others permission to rise too. Your belief in yourself is like a light in a dark room. Even the smallest bit of light changes everything. You may not feel 100% confident. You may still have doubts. That's okay. Courage is not about having zero fear. It's about acting in spite of fear. And belief is not about being sure. It's about being willing to try. Sometimes we wait to believe in ourselves until we achieve something. We think, once I succeed, then I'll feel confident. But it works the other way. You have to believe first. Belief is the seed. Success is the fruit. Without the seed, nothing can grow. So start planting new beliefs today. Here's one. I have value. Say it to yourself out loud. I matter. I have value. Let it sink in. It doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done, or what others have said. Your value is not based on those things. It comes from who you are, a person full of strength, purpose, and potential. Another belief to hold on to, I can learn. You don't have to know everything right now. You just need to be open. Every expert was once a beginner. Every leader once felt unsure. Learning is a sign of growth, not weakness. You are capable of learning, improving, and becoming better every day. And here's another, I can make a difference. Your voice matters. Your actions matter. You may think you're just one person, but one person with strong belief can create a ripple effect that touches lives. A kind word, a bold idea, a moment of courage. These small acts can inspire others in ways you may never fully see. It's also important to protect your belief. Not everyone will support you. Some people may laugh at your dreams or tell you to be realistic. That's okay. Their doubt doesn't define you. Sometimes their fear is speaking louder than your truth. Surround yourself with people who see your light, who cheer you on, and who remind you of your power. And even when you feel alone, remind yourself that belief doesn't need an audience. It starts within. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and remind yourself, I believe in my ability to grow. I believe in my right to dream. I believe in the person I am becoming. There's a story about a young girl named Ruby Bridges who was only 6 years old when she became the first African-American student to attend an all-white school in the South. She walked into that school every day, facing crowds of angry people, but she believed in her right to learn. She believed in her future. That belief gave her the courage to keep walking, even when it was hard. Her courage helped change a nation. That same kind of belief lives in you. It may be quiet, it may be hidden, but it's there. It just needs your permission to rise. You might be thinking, but I failed before. That doesn't make you any less worthy. Failure doesn't erase your power. In fact, it often helps you find it. Each time you try again, you build belief. Each time you rise after falling, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you knew. Take a moment to think of something you once thought you couldn't do, but did. Maybe it was learning a skill, healing from pain, speaking up, or stepping into a new role. You've already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. Let those memories fuel your belief in what's next. It's also helpful to create belief reminders. These can be notes you stick on your mirror, words you say to yourself every morning, or moments of quiet reflection. They can be simple. I am enough. I am growing. I believe in myself. Repeat them until they become part of you. Belief doesn't erase all fear, but it gives you strength to move through it. Belief doesn't promise success overnight, but it gives you the courage to keep trying. And belief won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. You don't have to be the most talented, the smartest, or the most experienced. You just have to believe you have something valuable to give and be willing to give it. The secret power in you is not about being perfect. It's about trusting your journey, believing in your heart, and showing up even when it's hard. That's where real strength comes from. That's where transformation begins. So today, choose belief, not just in what the world can give you, but in what you can become. Believe in the strength you've already shown. Believe in the future you're creating. Believe in the secret power that's always been inside you, waiting for you to see it. Because once you believe in yourself, truly and deeply, nothing can stop you. Chapter 6, The Courage to Be Yourself. One of the greatest powers you will ever discover is the courage to be yourself. In a world that tries to shape you, change you, and make you fit into boxes that were never meant for you, choosing to be your true self is a brave act. It's not always easy, but it is always powerful. When you begin to live as who you truly are, not who others expect you to be, you unlock a strength and peace that no one can take away. From a young age, we are often taught to follow the crowd. We're told to act a certain way, think a certain way, or live a certain kind of life. Maybe you were told that being quiet was wrong, or that being different was something to hide. Maybe someone laughed at your dreams or made you feel like you weren't good enough. Over time, these voices can become your own, and you begin to forget who you really are. But your true self is still there. Underneath all the fear, pressure, and self-doubt is the real you, the one with unique gifts, deep thoughts, bold dreams, and a voice that deserves to be heard. Finding that version of yourself again is not about becoming someone new. It's about coming back home to who you were always meant to be. Being yourself means accepting your strengths and your struggles. It means being honest about your fears and still choosing to move forward. It means standing tall in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. And it means letting go of the need to please everyone. Because no matter how hard you try, not everyone will understand you. And that's okay. There's a story about a painter named Vincent van Gogh. During his lifetime, he was not famous. He struggled deeply, and many people didn't value his work. But he kept painting. He poured his heart into his art, not because the world praised him, but because it was part of who he was. Today, Van Gogh is one of the most celebrated artists in history. His story reminds us that being true to yourself is more important than being accepted by the crowd. When you choose to be yourself, you stop chasing approval. You begin to live from the inside out, not the outside in. Your decisions come from your values, not from pressure. Your voice becomes stronger, clearer, and more confident. You stop pretending and start living. That's when you find real freedom. Sometimes people hide their true selves because they're afraid of being judged. But here's the truth. People will judge you whether you're yourself or not. So you might as well be real, be honest, be bold. Because when you live as your full self, you attract the right people, the ones who love and respect you for who you truly are. You don't have to fit into a mold to matter. You don't have to look like anyone else, talk like anyone else, or live the same kind of life. Your journey is yours. Your voice is yours. Your story is yours. And it deserves to be told in your way, not anyone else's. There's another example, a young girl named Maya, who grew up in a small town where everyone seemed the same. She always felt different, more curious, more creative, more sensitive. For years, she tried to hide it. She wore the same clothes as everyone else, spoke in the same way, and tried to shrink her dreams. But she was never happy. One day, she finally decided to stop pretending. She started writing poetry, dressing the way she liked, and sharing her thoughts openly. At first, some people didn't get it. But over time, she found her community, people who loved her, not in spite of her differences, but because of them. Maya's story shows us something important. When you stop hiding, you start shining. And when you shine, you give others permission to shine too. Your courage becomes contagious. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. You don't need to be famous to matter. You just need to be real. People are drawn to realness. It brings comfort, connection, and trust. When someone shows up as their true self, it inspires others to do the same. Of course, being yourself doesn't mean you won't grow or change. In fact, it's the opposite. When you're true to yourself, you grow in the direction that fits you. You don't copy others. You evolve into the best version of who you were meant to be. That's what real transformation looks like. It also takes courage to say no to things that don't feel right, to paths that don't align with your heart, to people who drain your energy. Saying no is not selfish, it's wise. It's a sign of self-respect. And it creates space for the things and people that do support you. You may not always feel confident, but courage doesn't require confidence. It only requires honesty and action. You just need to take one small step toward being more real, more open, more true. That might mean speaking up when you usually stay silent, or choosing a path others don't understand, or wearing what you love, even if it's different. Each of those choices is an act of power. Another thing to remember, you don't owe anyone a version of yourself that makes them more comfortable. You don't have to shrink so others feel bigger. You don't have to agree just to keep peace. Your peace matters too. Your truth matters too. There's a saying, you were born an original, don't die a copy. Let that sink in. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs more of you. Your humor, your kindness, your wild ideas, your quiet strength, all of it. It's time to stop hiding, stop editing yourself, and start trusting that who you are is enough. You may feel like you don't fully know who you are yet. That's okay. Self-discovery is a journey, not a destination. The key is to stay curious. Keep asking questions. Keep listening to your heart. Keep noticing what makes you feel alive. Over time, the pieces come together. Being yourself won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Each time you choose to be real, you break the chains of fear and step deeper into your own power. So here's your reminder. You are allowed to be different. You are allowed to grow at your own pace. You are allowed to change your mind, try new things, and dream bigger than anyone else thinks is reasonable. You are allowed to be you. The secret power in you isn't found in pretending. It's found in showing up as you are, raw, honest, bold, and beautiful in your own way. You don't need permission to be yourself. You already have it. So take a deep breath, lift your head, and walk forward with courage. This is your life. This is your moment. And the world is waiting for you. Chapter 7, The Strength of Taking Responsibility. One of the greatest powers inside you is the ability to take full responsibility for your life. It may not sound exciting, but it is one of the most powerful choices you will ever make. Responsibility is not about blame. It's about ownership. It means accepting that your life is in your hands, not in the hands of your past, your pain, or your problems. When you take responsibility, you take control. And when you take control, you start to change everything. It's easy to look at what has gone wrong and blame the world, other people, or bad luck. Sometimes those things do play a part. Life can be unfair. People can hurt you. Circumstances can push you down. But here's what's also true. No matter what happens to you, you still have the power to choose how you respond. That power, your response, is where responsibility begins. When you stop waiting for someone else to fix your life, you begin to grow. You stop saying, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I do about it? That question opens doors. It gives you back your voice, your energy, your freedom. It reminds you that you are not helpless. You are not stuck. You are stronger than you think. There's something deeply inspiring about someone who has gone through hard times, made mistakes, or fallen down, but still chooses to rise. That kind of strength doesn't come from blame. It comes from responsibility. It comes from saying, yes, that happened, but now it's my turn to shape what happens next. Let's think about this. Every time you say it's not my fault, you give away a little of your power. You place your future in someone else's hands. But when you say it's my responsibility, you take that power back. You become the driver of your life, not just the passenger. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you have to do everything alone. It simply means you accept that your choices, your habits, and your mindset matter. You realize that even small steps, like changing your thoughts, building better routines, or asking for help, can lead to big changes. And you trust yourself to start making those changes, one day at a time. There's a story of a man named John who spent years blaming his unhappy life on everyone else, his boss, his family, his childhood, even the economy. He believed the world was against him. Then one day he had a quiet moment of truth. He realized he had been waiting for something outside of himself to save him, but nothing ever did. So he made a decision. He would stop blaming and start changing. He began working on himself. He read books, found a mentor, and took small steps toward a new future. Over time, his life began to shift, not because the world changed, but because he did. John's story is not special. It's possible for anyone, and that includes you. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions. You don't need to wait for someone to give you permission. You can begin right now by deciding to take full responsibility for your thoughts, your emotions, your goals, and your growth. Sometimes people think responsibility is heavy, but actually, it's freedom. When you take responsibility, you stop being controlled by the past. You stop waiting for others to make you happy. You stop feeling powerless. Instead, you start creating your own path with your own hands. Taking responsibility also means being honest with yourself and with others. It means looking at your life and asking real questions. Am I living in a way that honors my values? Am I taking care of my health, my mind, and my time? Am I blaming others instead of facing the truth? These questions are not meant to make you feel guilty. They're meant to help you grow. Because growth always begins with honesty. You might say, but I've made so many mistakes. That's okay. We all have. Responsibility doesn't mean being perfect. It means learning from what went wrong and doing better moving forward. Every mistake carries a lesson, and every lesson carries the seed of a new beginning, if you're willing to own it. Sometimes we fear responsibility because it means we have no one left to blame. But what if that's a gift? What if not blaming others is what finally gives you the power to build the life you really want? There's a woman named Nina who once struggled with a toxic relationship. She kept waiting for the other person to change. She tried everything to make things better, but nothing worked. Then she realized she couldn't control someone else's actions, but she could control her own. She chose to leave, to rebuild, and to focus on her own healing. That choice wasn't easy, but it gave her back her peace. Her power didn't come from fixing the other person. It came from taking responsibility for her own happiness. That's the beauty of responsibility. It puts the pen back in your hand. It reminds you that you are the author of your story. And no matter what the past chapter looked like, you can still write a better ending. Taking responsibility also builds character. It makes you more trustworthy, more respected, and more confident. People admire those who own their actions, admit their mistakes, and work to improve. Why? Because it shows strength. It shows maturity. It shows leadership. Every great leader in any area of life knows the value of taking responsibility. Whether it's in business, sports, family, or community, the people who grow the most are the ones who say, I'll take care of it. I'll do my part. I'll rise to the challenge. That mindset moves mountains. And it's not just about big moments. Responsibility is found in daily habits, how you use your time, how you treat others, how you handle challenges. Are you building habits that serve your goals? Are you spending time on things that matter? Are you choosing growth over comfort? It's not always easy, and that's okay. What matters is progress. Each day, ask yourself, what can I take responsibility for today? Maybe it's your attitude. Maybe it's your energy. Maybe it's just one small step forward. That step, taken daily, becomes a path to transformation. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. Willing to face the truth, willing to stop blaming, willing to start building. The secret power in you is not about waiting for the world to be fair. It's about choosing to rise no matter what. So today, make a decision. A quiet, strong decision to take back your power. Own your life. Own your choices. Own your future. And remember this, responsibility is not a burden, it's a bridge. A bridge to your best self. A bridge to peace, purpose, and progress. A bridge to the life you were always meant to live. All you have to do is take the first step and keep walking. Chapter 8, The Gift of Patience and Persistence. In a world where everything seems fast, fast food, fast internet, fast results, it's easy to forget the value of patience and persistence. We are constantly told that success should come quickly, that if something takes time, it must not be meant for us. But the truth is, the greatest things in life often take time, effort, and a lot of belief. The real power inside you is not in how quickly you reach your goal, but in how patiently and persistently you keep moving forward, no matter how long it takes. Patience is not weakness. It is strength under control. It means having the peace to wait for the right moment, the courage to keep trying even when results don't show up right away, and the wisdom to know that growth is happening even when you can't see it. Persistence, on the other hand, is the fire that keeps you going. It's the quiet voice that says, don't give up, even when everything around you says you should. Together, patience and persistence are unstoppable. Imagine planting a seed. You water it, care for it, and protect it. For days, maybe even weeks, you see nothing. You might start to wonder if anything is happening at all. But deep below the surface, the seed is changing. Roots are growing. The foundation is being formed. And one day, when the time is right, the first green sprout breaks through the soil. That's how dreams grow too. Not all at once, but little by little. There was a young man named Elijah who dreamed of becoming a professional dancer. He wasn't naturally talented, and he was often told he was too stiff or not good enough. But Elijah loved dancing, so he practiced every single day. While others gave up after a few months, he kept going, year after year. He stayed patient with himself, learned from every mistake, and never stopped showing up. 10 years later, Elijah finally got accepted into a world-class dance company. People called it overnight success, but he knew the truth. It took 10 years of quiet persistence and deep patience to get there. Elijah's story reminds us of something important. Things take time, especially things that matter. The secret power in you is your ability to keep moving, even when progress feels slow. Most people quit because they expect instant results. But real growth doesn't work like that. Real strength is built over time. You might be building something right now, a dream, a goal, a better version of yourself. And maybe you're frustrated because you don't see big changes yet. That's okay. Be patient. Keep going. Trust the process. Progress isn't always visible, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. One of the most inspiring things you can do is stay committed to your path, even when no one claps for you, even when no one sees how hard you're working, even when you have to encourage yourself. That's where true power lives, in the quiet decision to keep going. Patience also teaches you to be kind to yourself. You won't always get it right. You'll make mistakes. You'll fall down. But those are not signs of failure. They're signs of growth. Every time you get back up, you become stronger. Every time you keep going, you get closer. And here's another truth. Slow progress is still progress. Don't compare your journey to someone else's. Everyone moves at a different pace. What matters is that you're moving. Keep your eyes on your own path. Keep your heart in the process. Your moment will come if you don't give up. There's a woman named Talia who dreamed of writing a book. She wasn't a professional writer. She didn't have a fancy education, but she had something more powerful: persistence. She wrote every morning before work, sometimes just one paragraph at a time. It took her 3 years to finish her first book. She self-published it, and it didn't sell much at first, but she kept writing. 5 books later, one of them became a bestseller. People asked her what her secret was. She said, "I just didn't stop." Talia didn't rush. She didn't chase quick wins. She trusted the slow, steady climb. That's the power of patience and persistence. It turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers, not because they're the fastest, but because they're the ones who keep showing up. Sometimes life will test your patience. It will give you challenges that seem bigger than you, delays that make you want to scream, obstacles that slow you down. But each one of those things is helping you build character. Each one is sharpening your strength, and each one is teaching you the difference between wanting something and truly working for it. If everything came easy, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't learn discipline. You wouldn't discover how strong you really are. But when things take time, they become more meaningful. The reward is sweeter because of the journey you took to get there. Persistence also means choosing to try again, not just once or twice, but as many times as it takes. It means hearing no and still believing in your yes. It means facing rejection, doubt, and delay, but continuing anyway. There's power in small steps. Every workout, every page you write, every dollar you save, every kind act, every early morning, every quiet effort, it all adds up. You may not see results right away, but one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. You'll be proud you didn't quit. Your story is being written day by day, word by word, effort by effort. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to keep going, keep learning, keep growing. So if today feels hard, breathe. If the goal feels far, take one step. If you feel tired, rest, but don't stop. The road may be long, but the reward will be worth it. Believe this, you are not behind, you are not failing, you are on your way. Every seed you plant in patience will bloom in time. Every effort you make with persistence will shape your future. You are more powerful than you know, not because of speed, not because of luck, but because of your ability to keep showing up with heart, with hope, and with the quiet strength to carry on. Be patient, be persistent, be proud, because the secret power in you is this. You don't stop, you rise, you wait, you try again, and that makes you unstoppable. Chapter 9, The Power of Believing in Yourself. Believing in yourself is one of the most powerful things you can ever do. It might sound simple, but it has the strength to change everything in your life. When you truly believe in who you are and what you're capable of, you begin to unlock a part of you that can face any challenge, reach any goal, and grow beyond limits. Many people live their lives not because they aren't good enough, but because they don't believe they're good enough. They hold back, play small, or stay silent, not because they don't have potential, but because they've been told they can't, or they've convinced themselves they're not worthy. But the truth is, you are far more powerful than you think, and that power begins with belief. Self-belief doesn't mean you have to feel confident every second. It doesn't mean you won't have doubts. It means you keep moving forward even when you're unsure. It means you trust yourself enough to take the next step, even when the path isn't clear. That quiet confidence built from within is what carries you through hard times and helps you rise in the face of fear. You were born with something special inside you. You have gifts, ideas, dreams, and potential that no one else in the world has. But if you don't believe in yourself, those gifts stay hidden. They never get the chance to shine. Belief is the key that unlocks them. It gives you permission to try, to grow, to fail, and to rise again. Let's look at an example. There was a woman named Leah who always wanted to start her own business. She had ideas, she had passion, but she also had fear. For years, she told herself, I'm not smart enough, or people like me don't become business owners. So she kept waiting. She watched others succeed, but she stayed stuck in self-doubt. One day, she decided to change the story in her head. She started saying, why not me? And I can learn, I can grow, I can start small. That shift in belief changed her life. She began her business from her kitchen table. It wasn't perfect, but she kept going. And today, she runs a successful company, not because she had all the answers, but because she finally believed she could. Your mind is powerful. What you believe, you become. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you'll hold yourself back, even when opportunities are right in front of you. But if you start believing in your value, your strength, and your worth, you'll begin to move forward in ways you never imagined. Believing in yourself also means being kind to yourself. So many of us are our own biggest critics. We talk to ourselves in ways we would never talk to someone else. We call ourselves names, focus only on our flaws, and replay every mistake. But that kind of thinking doesn't help you grow. It keeps you stuck. Instead, start speaking to yourself like someone you love. Be your own encourager. Remind yourself of how far you've come, not just how far you have to go. There's power in small beliefs too. You don't need to believe you'll win the race today. You just need to believe you can take the next step. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to try. Every time you choose belief over doubt, you become stronger. Every time you take action, even when you're scared, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. Another important part of self-belief is trusting your voice. You have thoughts, ideas, and opinions that matter. Don't silence yourself just to make others comfortable. Don't hide who you are to fit in. Your voice matters. You were not made to blend in. You were made to stand out in your own way. When you believe in yourself, you begin to speak up, show up, and live with more purpose. There's a young man named Mateo who grew up in a place where no one expected much from him. He was told he wouldn't amount to anything. That belief stuck with him for a long time. He started to believe what others said about him. But deep inside, he had a dream of becoming a teacher. He loved learning and wanted to inspire kids the way no one had inspired him. One day, he looked at himself in the mirror and said, "I'm not who they say I am. I'm who I choose to become." That day, he decided to believe in himself, even when no one else did. He worked hard, got his degree, and today he teaches and changes lives every single day. Mateo's story shows us something important. Sometimes belief starts with one brave choice, a choice to stop listening to doubt, a choice to stop living in the shadow of others' opinions, a choice to start backing yourself fully, boldly, and without apology. You won't always get it right. You'll make mistakes, face setbacks, and question yourself. But don't let those moments erase your belief. Let them grow you. Let them remind you that falling doesn't mean failure. It means you're trying. And trying means you're on the path forward. One way to build belief in yourself is to keep promises you make to yourself. When you say you'll do something, do it. Show yourself that your word matters. This builds trust, and trust is the foundation of self-belief. When you keep showing up for yourself, you begin to believe that you can do anything you set your mind to. Surrounding yourself with the right people also matters. Be around those who uplift you, who see the best in you, who remind you of your worth. And just as important, be that person for yourself. Be your own biggest supporter. Cheer for yourself when no one else does. Because sometimes belief has to come from within before it comes from anywhere else. Take a moment and think about all the things you've already survived, all the challenges you faced, and all the fears you've overcome. You made it through those things. You learned, you grew. That means there's already a powerful strength inside you. If you've come this far, imagine how much further you can go if you truly start believing in yourself. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you'll never feel fear. It means you won't let fear stop you. It means you'll walk forward with courage, even when your knees shake. And that kind of courage is where real transformation begins. So today, choose belief. Not because everything is perfect, not because the path is clear, but because you're worth it, because your dreams matter, because your voice is important, because the power inside you is real and it's ready to rise. You were never meant to stay small. You were meant to grow, to shine, and to live fully. And it all begins with one simple, powerful truth. You already have everything you need inside you. Just believe it and keep going. Chapter 10. You are the hero of your story. Every person alive is living a story. Some stories are full of adventure, others filled with struggle, and some are just beginning. But what many people forget is this. You are the hero of your story. You are not just a character waiting for something to happen. You are the one who chooses, the one who grows, the one who overcomes, and the one who decides what comes next. Many people live as if they are waiting for someone to come and save them, a friend, a partner, a mentor, or even a miracle. But what if the person you've been waiting for is already inside you? What if the strength you're searching for has been there all along? Being the hero of your story means realizing that you have more power than you think. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are capable, brave, and strong in ways you haven't even discovered yet. Think about every movie you've watched where the hero faces a challenge. At first, they may not know what to do. They make mistakes, fall down, and even feel like giving up. But the one thing that sets a hero apart is this. They don't quit. They find a way to keep going. They learn, grow, and rise. They become stronger because of the challenges, not in spite of them. And that's exactly what you can do. There was a man named Jonas who spent many years working a job that made him feel small. He had dreams of creating art and teaching others how to find their creativity. But he never had the courage to take the first step. One day he looked around and realized that years had passed and he was still stuck in the same place. That moment woke something inside him. He said to himself, "If I don't write my story, someone else will write it for me." That day, he picked up his pencil and started drawing again. He built his dream one sketch at a time. Today, Jonas owns an art studio where he helps others unlock their hidden talents. His life changed not because of luck, but because he decided to take the lead in his own story. Being the hero means taking responsibility for your life, not blaming the world, not waiting for perfect conditions, but stepping forward with what you have. It means saying, "This is my life, and I get to decide how it goes." That's not always easy. It takes courage, but courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you don't let fear control your actions. Sometimes you may feel like your story is too broken or too far gone to turn around, but no matter how messy your past has been, the future is still unwritten. A hero's story doesn't need to start perfect. In fact, the most powerful stories begin in dark places, places of pain, confusion, or struggle, and lead into something beautiful. That transformation is possible for you too. There's a woman named Nadia who faced many hardships growing up. She lost her parents early, struggled with poverty, and was often told she wouldn't succeed. But Nadia refused to be defined by what happened to her. Instead, she made a decision. Her story was going to inspire others. She worked hard, studied late, and never gave up. Today, she's a motivational speaker helping people who face similar pain. Her story didn't break her. It built her. Your power is not in having a perfect life. Your power is in rising from your struggle. Every hard day you've survived is proof that you are strong. Every time you kept going, even when it hurt, you built a little more of the hero inside you. You've already come through things that might have crushed someone else. Don't forget how far you've come. Another part of being the hero is learning how to forgive, not just others, but yourself. You will make mistakes. You will make wrong choices. You might lose your way sometimes, but heroes are human too. What matters is not that you fall, but that you get back up. Forgive your past. Learn from it. Let it make you wiser, not weaker. Also, remember that every hero needs a mission. You were not made to simply exist. You were made to live with purpose. That purpose doesn't have to be big and loud. Sometimes it's in the quiet things, being kind, showing up for others, creating something beautiful, standing up for what's right, or simply becoming the best version of yourself. Your purpose is unique to you, and the more you live it, the more meaning you'll find in your journey. Being the hero also means being honest with yourself. Are you living the life you truly want, or are you following someone else's script? Heroes don't pretend. They face the truth. Even when it's uncomfortable, they make changes when things don't feel right. They choose courage over comfort. And that makes all the difference. No one else can live your story for you. No one else can make the choices that only you can make. You have the pen in your hand. You get to decide what kind of life you create. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Start now. Start with what you have, right where you are. Your life is not just happening to you. You are shaping it every day with your thoughts, your actions, and your choices. Make those choices count. Build a life that reflects your deepest truth. Be the person you were always meant to be. Here's a powerful truth. Heroes are not born, they are built. They are shaped by struggle, strengthened by experience, and lifted by belief. You don't have to wait to become a hero. You already are one if you choose to be. If you choose to rise, to grow, to take responsibility, and to walk forward even when the path is unclear. The final message of this book is simple but life-changing. Everything you've been looking for is already within you. You don't need to wait for someone to rescue you. You have the strength to rise. You have the heart to keep going. You have the mind to learn and grow. You have the soul to shine. You have the secret power in you. So stand tall, lift your head, take a deep breath, and step into your future with courage. Your story is not over. In fact, it's just beginning. And it's going to be powerful, beautiful, and inspiring because you are writing it and you are the hero. Now go live like it. Thank you for listening to Secret Power in You by Kevin W. Altman, brought to you by Fearless Audio. You made it. You stayed with the message. You opened your heart. And most of all, you showed up for yourself. That alone is powerful. This audiobook wasn't just words. It was a journey into the strength, courage, and potential that already lives within you. And now you know you are stronger than your doubts, bolder than your fears, and greater than you ever believed. Where you go from here is up to you. But never forget, your story isn't finished. Your power is still unfolding, and the world needs the light only you can bring. If this message touched you, If it helped you take even one step forward, please consider supporting Fearless Audio by subscribing, sharing this audiobook, and staying connected. Your support allows us to continue creating content that uplifts, empowers, and transforms lives around the world. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing. And most of all, thank you for choosing to unlock the secret power in you. Until next time, stay fearless, stay true, and keep rising. The Fearless Audio Team.